Hi everyone, just wanted to do a quick intro just to let you know what this video is all about. So this one I show some pics and videos of us renovating the windows, so sanding those. That's sort of been an ongoing project, but we're nearly there. And then it follows on from the 8-minute video, I think it was, that I put on where we'd started decorating the bedroom and then found a leak. So I probably watched that 8-minute one first, so this one makes a little bit more sense. But this is just showing where we are so far in the renovations. Enjoy. So this is after it's been sanded and we've put just the first coat of varnish on, which looks great. It's one of them things, because of the varnish that they've put on before, we either take it back to bare wood and start again, or we've got what we've got. So, and then these have been just sanded, we've not varnished them yet. But again, the grain of the wood's lovely, look. Looks really nice. Really pleased. So more to do tomorrow.
Putting this on.
It's alright.
Go where the bigger chisels are.
So these are all the little window bits. I'm sure there's an official name for them that have been sanded. See, they look a lot better than the other side. That's what some of them look like. Look, no point in doing the other side because you won't see that one. So you can see the look a lot better. That one's had the first coat of varnish just to try it, and then probably give it another light sanding and then varnish it again. This is where we're at now. So I spent a good bit of time taking out all the sealant, look, and I've some of these bits here I've sort of scraped them with a knife, that's mainly grout rather than silicone, but we'll have to see what we can put in there. But it looks a lot better. Really cleaned all of it up down there. Down there as well, look, it's looking rather manky because I think it's been a long time since they've been cleaned out. And then in the end what we did was take the doors off because it was just a lot easier access to get in there and clean it, and yeah, just dry it out and everything. So I'm just waiting now for that to dry out properly before I put the silicone on. Like I said, we've not done anything with that yet because I've been doing the shower. I took the doors off, we've given them a clean. It's a nightmare trying to get the soap things off there, the marks, a nightmare. If anyone has any top tips, let me know, other than hard graft. So time to have a break, watch some motorbike qualifying. Actually, I think it's free practice today, and it's not moto. What did I say? Did I say motorbike? World Superbikes. Anyway, but first things first, egg butty time. And a packet of Walkers, because sandwich not a sandwich without a packet of Walkers. This is looking better, so I've scraped all of this. Remember how black it was? That's all been scraped, and then I've attacked it with the sander. The only thing is, I cleaned all this area up and we thought that had sorted it, but there's still water coming through. So can you see, I'd cleaned all that up, but there's still water coming through. So we've got some kind of leak. So we were thinking about cutting like a little window thing in there, so we could look, inspection hatch I think is the official term, so we could look in there, but then we found, let's go into the bathroom, that just down here, this is where the dead people live. So can you see, we've taken, this is a little shelf in here normally, and it's quite damp, look. That goes, that's the panel where the bed is that I've just shown you. So can you see it's quite a lot of stuff been left in there, which, you know, I don't know why they've not tidied that out at the very least. Sorry, this torch I've got isn't very good. That's the old pipe from when it was a pump out. Again, not sure why you would leave that in or even cap it off. It's not even got a cap on the end. So Chris had a look, and it looked like maybe these connectors, I'll put the torch back on, were a bit loose. So the plan is we've tightened, well, at least Chris has tightened them up. We're going to clean all this out. Maybe we've got a little dehumidifier we can pop in there, dry it all out, and then hopefully that solves the problem. I've also shown another video with this, but I've re-siliconed all this, look, which looks pretty good. Bit more to do on it. I think I've decided I'm going to go all the way to the top, so might as well and just make it look nice. So maybe it was a combination of that pipe and perhaps this sealant not being perfect, but we shall see. I'll update you once we've hopefully solved the problem. Right then, so day 2 of starting these renovations. So we sealed everything last night and tightened everything, like I said. So I don't know, I suppose it's going to take a couple of days just to see whether the water that's already seeped into the wood and everything dries up, and then we know we've solved the problem. We're not quite sure what else it can be, so it's got to have been maybe a combination of the loose connections and the silicone in the shower tray, because that's not damaged. So we shall see. So at the moment, I'm just about to take this off the end of the bed, because when you get into bed, this bit here is just like a shin destroyer. It absolutely kills when you climb over to get into bed there. It's too high. So we're going to chop a little bit off that. Just getting the screws out now. Take a little bit off, but just turn around here. But keep it to a certain height, because of course that holds the mattress in. So we can't cut too much off, but just enough that when you climb in bed, like I say, you don't destroy your shins. And we'll have a look at this here as well, like I said in one of the other videos, to see if there's anything we can do with that. So I think it's going to be quite a bit of faffing before we even get to the stage of sanding the walls. But, you know, it's one of them things, you might as well do the job properly if you're going to do it, otherwise you just end up having to come back to it. So that's it. That's us about to crack on with some of that and see what we can get done today. I'm back at work tomorrow, so I don't know. We'll see what we can get done, and then it'll be a job for another weekend. Just taking the top off this little bit, so you can see down there that it's just the normal water pipes that are there. There's the hole, hold on, there's the hole up that the pipe came through when it used to be a pump out. So we need to sort of decide now whether we're going to take all that out, lower it down, because you can see there's quite a bit of space there, and that takes up quite a bit of room where you get in and out of bed in the corner there. I know it doesn't look a lot, but on a boat, every little bit of space makes a difference. And it serves no purpose, because we don't use this as a shelf or anything, because we tend to, up here, this is where we hang like our clothes, dressing gowns, stuff like that. So we're never going to put anything on it, so it sort of makes more sense while we're doing this renovation to get rid of that and make it a little bit smaller, so that it's a little bit easier to get in and out of bed. So I will carry on attacking it with my screwdriver. After much faffing, I think we've definitely solved the problem that the leak coming into the bedroom was from the shower tray, the silicone around the edge. So, I mean, that looks like, you know, it's got water damage, but it's not fresh, that's not. And with this is the next day, well actually this is what, 2 days after we found the leak, and we've siliconed and checked it. We've obviously had showers just to make sure, and it all looks good. So that was that job done. Oh, a bit quick. The next one is to fill out that hole a little bit, just so it looks a bit tidier. And then yesterday, Chris, you remember that was quite high, and we were deciding whether to cut that down just to give us a bit more room. So Chris has started creating a new little skirting board down there, which looks very good, that from all the bits and bobs that we've got. So that will look better once that's all fitted and glued into place and varnished, etc. Then we've got to put the trims back on here. This was a really good fix, so I can't really show you there because the mattress is not on it. I'll maybe put the mattress back on at some point. So we lowered the end of this bed just slightly, so that the I think I said in the video, this bit was a shin destroyer when you got into bed. Really hurt, so cut that down a bit. Still holds the mattress in place, but it's so much better, just so much easier to get in and out. We've just got to go sort out some of these holes. That's one of the holes left over from the pipe, so we just need to faff with that. Although we've got to put the fire extinguisher somewhere, so that might be the perfect place to put it. But that's those jobs done, so I'm at work today, so I think Chris is going to finish that off. And then, yeah, get the trim and that back on. And then it will be on to painting. Well, sanding, which was the original job we tried to start the other day. Oh, let's zoom out a bit. Next step in the renovation of the bedroom. So the windows have all had their first sanding. They'll need another go just to get it all off. Don't know if anyone else, I mean, I would imagine most boaters have got these types of windows, but in there is very, very damp. So we've cleaned that out. I'm going to dry it out and get as much of the dodgy wood off as we can. But if anyone's got any suggestions for those, and you know how you, whether you just check yours every so often or what you do, that'd be quite useful. What we've actually decided is, let me get one of these. Not that one, that one's broken. What we've decided is when we put these inserts in, this is one that's not been sorted. You can see, look at the state of it. So that's where it's rotted a bit, look. So our plan is that once we've done them all and put these back on, so they're just there to look pretty, is we'll maybe either use a bit of Velcro or something like that to hold them in place, and then it means we can remove them and have easy access to this area, so that when we are suffering with condensation we can just pull them off and, you know, wipe that out or whatever, or keep an eye on it, rather than when gluing that in place with no more nails or whatever has been used on it. Because I mean, you don't, it's a bit overkill really. You don't need that much because it's not holding anything up. It's basically just sitting there on the window lock. So we'll see how we go with that. But yeah, if anyone else has had the same problem, I'm sure you probably have, then do let us know. What else to show you? So the ceiling has been sanded. So we've taken off these strips, so that we just found that easier to remove the strips so we don't get paint on it, and then we'll refit them when it's done, and then you get a nice clean line. This is, see what there, that's the underneath of a mushroom that's on the top of the boat. So again, that maybe needs a little bit of attention because it looks rather manky in there. So we'll have to have a look at that. But that's been taken off, and then tonight's job is going to be masking all the way around here, so that we can hopefully start the first coat of paint tomorrow, which will be white. So on we go.